never seen a guy like WEMBY on it. Yes, you have. His name is Bol Bol.
What if I told you that the Phoenix Suns are 15-5 when Bol Bol plays more than 10 minutes a game? Ladies and gentlemen, SHAQ was right. Victor Wembanyama is not the first 7-footer we've seen block shots, stretch the floor, and have a tween hezzy pull-up in their bag. But first, welcome back to another video here with your boy NBA Addict TV, where we provide the latest NBA content on the tube. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let's get straight to the video. For the first time in his career, Bol Bol is playing winning basketball in only 11 minutes a game and the lowest usage rate of his career. Bol Bol is averaging career highs from the field at 62% and shooting 39% from 3. Similar to Jalen Green, Bol Bol has gotten this reputation of being a lazy player and having a poor work ethic. For some reason, casual fans just labeled him as not being good enough to be on the NBA court. Listen closely. I am a believer that opportunity can make or break an NBA player's career. A prime example of that is Cam Thomas and his situation in Brooklyn. The franchise is a joke, and Cam Thomas is clearly their best scorer, but seems to still find himself coming off the bench somehow. Despite only being 22 years old and still developing his game, I even went on Twitter and made the comparison between the two players, and I'm not gonna lie, I got jumped in the replies. I mean, I got absolutely cooked. They were relentless. But here at NBA Addict TV, we stand on business, and it turns out I was actually right this entire time. Everybody forgets, but Bol Bol was a problem in his freshman year in college at Oregon. In fact, he put up similar stats to Victor Wembanyama in his last year in France. But he was a far more efficient scorer in all aspects, and still is to a certain degree. Unfortunately, Bol ran into a bump in the road, which was a broken foot that limited him to only playing in 9 games in college, and sidelined him for the first few years in the league. During his time in Denver, he had a couple injury setbacks, and then Mike Malone completely lost faith in him being a productive player whatsoever, which is why he ended up on the Orlando Magic for a year, and this is where he was able to be unleashed. Now, many people bash his time in Orlando, but this was his first time to play freely. Arriving in Orlando, unsure of his role, just looking to return to that player that we saw at Oregon, but just like any young player who has been held back, he was just trying to find himself. But unfortunately for Bol, that player that we saw at Oregon was not who the Orlando Magic wanted or needed. And at times, it looked like the Orlando Magic really didn't embrace him as a teammate. He was often overlooked while on the court and relegated to being a corner 3-point shooter, but it didn't make sense because he only shot 26% from 3 that year. The Magic were trying to transform him into a role player, while Bol was trying to be unleashed, play freely, and tap back into some of that star potential that he has. Looking for more opportunities to score with the ball in his hands, this led to a bit of tunnel vision, as you knew Bol Bol's only intention was to score. He then found his minutes decreasing significantly, eventually falling out of the rotation, but he clearly showed enough for the Suns to sign him to a 1-year, $2 million contract. Although to start the year, Frankie V has been reluctant to give Bol Bol anything other than garbage time minutes. Ever since the beginning of February, the light at the end of the tunnel has been bright for Bol Bol and his Phoenix Suns. Not only has Bol Bol been a part of one of the Phoenix Suns' most efficient lineups, but as of lately, Bol has been playing with some of the most confidence of his entire career. And it's clear that Frank Vogel has communicated exactly what he wants to see out of Bol Bol. His role is defined, and in the 10 minutes Frankie V gives Bol, he thrives in them. He is hitting his corner 3 at a high percentage, and he is still able to put the ball on the floor and convert on heavily contested shots. Bol Bol is still not afraid to meet you at the rim, and at just 24 years old, for the first time in his career, Bol has a positive box plus minus with a plus 2.2. Throw out any preconceived notion you had of Bol prior to this season, because not only has he proved the haters wrong and SHAQ was right, but he will indeed be a difference maker when it comes to the playoffs. Frankie V, give Bol Bol some more minutes, dog. With that being said, guys, let me know what you think of Bol Bol, and let me know if you think SHAQ was right. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see y'all next video.